we have the Houston Rockets down 3-1 to the Golden State Warriors. What is there to say about the series? This has been a battle of the Houston Rockets just trying to wear down Steph Curry, beat up Steph Curry, really make it a battle. And the Warriors have done exactly what I thought they would do over the course of this series. I just thought if the games came down to it, that there was going to be an experience factor in terms of making the most out of their possessions. And despite the Rockets going to their double big lineup with Steven Adams, which Steven Adams feels like he's been in the league forever, but he's only like 30, 31, somewhere around there. So he's not as old as I thought he was. And he's providing some impact for this team, especially on the boards and size-wise. And he got 4 blocks in the last game, game 4 there. This team is heavily relying on guys like Van Vliet, who's not shooting the best this series. Guys like Jalen Green, who's not playing the best this series. Sengun has been the only guy that's really been giving them anything offensively. I think Houston should start looking towards Dillon Brooks and Jabari Smith Jr., as those guys have been shooting well and averaging double figures as well. I think they should try to go away from Jalen Green and Fred VanVleet, especially Fred VanVleet, even though he had a good game last game. Missing the end game there. Shot attempt can end up coming up short. But if Jalen Green doesn't have it, he's been kind of off the series. 7 points, 38 points in game 2, which was a big outlier with Jimmy Butler going down, and then had 9 points and 8 points in game 3 and game 4, respectively. They're going to need him to go off again in order to have any chance in this series, or this series is over. The Warriors have been playing great, getting great minutes from Buddy Hield, getting great minutes from Moses Moody and Przynski and guys like that. Jimmy Butler was fantastic. Just in looking at what Jimmy Butler has been doing in his return in game 4, only had 4 points at halftime, came back and had 23 points in the second half, 14 in the fourth quarter. And that's where where they have a guy that they can go to. You're already dealing with Steph Curry, who didn't play too well in that game overall. Only having 17 points, only 6 for 13 from the field, which is not bad from efficiency-wise and stuff like that. But if Steph Curry figuring that they need a big game for him to win, Jimmy Butler took over with 27 points in that game. Przynski had 26 points. So now, with Curry and Jimmy Butler out there and Draymond facilitating and making things happen and creating for others, those other guys are stepping up. Quentin Post had 13 points. Buddy Hield had 15 points. So you're getting production from other guys now from Golden State that you wouldn't think that would step up and stuff like that, especially with the absence of Jimmy Butler in the previous games and stuff like that, and finding a way to just make the most of their possessions. They're going to get to the line. They're going to get good high percentage shots. And Houston just doesn't have that on the offensive end. And they've been battling in this series and having guys go out there and give it their all, but it's just falling short in regards to what Golden State is doing. And that's pretty much what I thought in this series, that overall Butler and Curry were just going to get the most out of the possessions and make the smart plays, get the right things. Draymond Green has been battling in this series, as he's always going to do, as versatility shows on the defensive end. And giving that front court of Sengun problems as they try to score and try to find stuff inside there and try to score on the Golden State Warriors. So it's definitely going to be, I think it's up to Jalen Green and up to Fred VanVleet, those guys to step up. I think Houston should try to gear their offense towards Dillon Brooks, which is crazy to me, and Jabari Smith Jr., but those guys are playing well. And I think they need to give those guys a little bit more of a look in this series if they're going to have a chance to extend this series.